You can go to church every week. You can serve. You can pray together. You can do devotions. You can be in small groups and still feel completely alone in your marriage. This is not dramatic. It's not a crisis, but there is still distance. And if that's you, stay with me, because what I'm going to share with you might be one of the most honest conversations you've had in your marriage in a very long time. One of the common things that I hear from couples is, we love God. It feels like we're doing everything right in that category. So why does it still feel like something's off in our relationship? And the answer almost nobody gives is spiritual maturity and emotional maturity are not the same thing. And most good faith-based couples have never been told that. And here is the myth that a lot of us grew up believing. If someone loves God, they will naturally be a healthy partner for me. It sounds right, right? And it feels right, but it isn't totally true. You can be theologically sound and still very emotionally avoidant in your relationship. You can know every book of the Bible and still not know how to say, that was wrong, I was wrong. You can lead worship on Sunday, but you could still give your spouse the silence treatment all week long. Faith develops one set of muscles. Emotional health develops an entirely different set. And in marriage, we need both to succeed. You know, what does emotional maturity look like? It's not always an absence of conflict. A lot of times it's a lot quieter than that. It looks like one partner always being the one to bring up hard conversations or to push forward in the relationship. It looks like someone saying, I feel disconnected, and the other responding with, I don't know what's wrong. Why are you always thinking I'm doing something wrong? It looks like shutting down for days and calling that just needing space or silence. It looks like keeping the peace on the surface while possibly carrying resentment underneath that for years. While none of those are moral failures, all of them will create distance in your relationship. And over time, that distance becomes the normal temperature of the marriage. You stop fighting, but you also stop connecting. And that's not peace. It's quiet, but it's disconnection. Here is what actually changes things. Recognizing that emotional health is not a personality trait. It's a skill. It's a skill we learn. It's developed capacity, something that we each grow into. The same way that you invest in other things in your life, growing spiritually, you can invest in growing emotionally. And that means learning to name what you're actually feeling, not just fine or stressed. It means learning to stay in hard conversations without shutting down or without escalating. And it means hearing feedback without hearing that as an attack and needing to be defensive. And here's something that I want you to hold on to today. This is not about becoming a different person. You're not wrong. It's about becoming a more complete version of who you really are, who God wants you to be. Your faith gives you the foundation, but emotional growth gives you the tools to actually build on this day by day. Here are 3 things I want to start with. 1, let's get curious before you get defensive. The next time your spouse brings up something hard, ask one question before you bounce back and respond. Ask, can you tell me more about what you mean? That one question will change the entire dynamic of the conversation. 2, name the feeling, not just the situation. Try really hard to say, hey, this is frustrating, or feel dismissed when that happens, or I don't know what I feel, can you help me? At least that gives your partner something to respond to. And 3, stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment rarely comes. What comes instead is more distance. This is the right moment to go after it. Good marriages are not built on intentions alone. They're built by people who are willing to grow. And the fact that you are here tells me that about you, that you are courageous and you are strong and you are willing to do this. If this opened up something for you, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what's the one thing in your marriage that you would like to see differently? I look forward to seeing you next week.